Rob came over to help with this job. So we got these gabions that me and Paul laced together. So it was a matter of fitting them into the bank where we'd prepared the surface with the digger. We want them to be flat to the ground and well supported. We also want them to be as far towards the left as we can get them here, so we're just digging the bank out a little bit extra there. Because this is our first one, we spent quite a while fiddling about with it. It seems essential to have 3 gabion baskets to work out if they're doing what you want. But before we got on with laying them out one by one, we laid them all out and then checked that they were all at the same height with our laser level. Then it was back to scraping the soil away, moving them in and out, pressing on them while we wriggled them about. So bed down, used a bit of wood to screed the ground. We're right down onto the natural geology here, because a lot of this has never been dug up before. When the soil levels are finished, they'll be slightly above the bottom of these gabions, which seems to be the preferred way of doing them. Back to the bit of wood, try and screed it flat. And we've got a bit of metal as well, that had a bit of a sharper edge. Rob got the hoe, he thought that might be a good tool, just to scrape a little bit off, so they sit there nice and steady and don't wobble about. So that brown box has little clips in it, little galvanised clips, that one behind me. I've just brought it over in the tool that we bought for clamping the clips. So any moment now we're going to start clipping those first 2 gabion baskets together. They're U-shaped clips, but the tool, the pliers that clamp them, form them into a little cylinder. A little short tube. They say they're not as strong as the wire wrapping, which is why we don't use them for the front and the corners. They need to be stronger, that's why they're wire wrapped. But they're okay for the bottoms and the backs. And clipping the gabion baskets together. So really the only reason to clip them together is to make them stay where we've put them while we're putting the stones in. Otherwise I imagine they would wriggle out of line with one another and probably look a bit dodgy. I think once they've got the stone in, if they want to move, they're going to move, because they weigh between about 200 and 300 kilos each when they've got the stones in. They're 1/4 of a cubic metre. Third one being clamped on. You see a bit more now. Bit of a fiddle, to be honest. I thought this tool would be easier. You have to sort of put the tool into the mesh to use it. So half of it, the tool is each side. Would be better if it had an angled head, so you could use it easily from one side. very eager to put some stones in, see what they look like. And it also helps hold the other ones still, because I could imagine we'd later drag them along or something if they didn't have a bit of weight to them. And drag the first ones along while we were working on the later ones. There's 9 of these altogether, along the bottom row. And the second row has got a slightly different configuration. We've got some slightly longer ones. We bought 20 gabion baskets altogether, and they cost about £1,000. I would say the stone is free, but it's really not free if you count the amount of labour of taking it out of the soil and moving it about repeatedly. A bit more soil in the bottom. We put some small stones and a bit of soil in the bottom of some of them to make sure that the stone we put inside is resting on the ground. This time-lapse is 450 times normal speed. Each 8 seconds is an hour. Lovely day it was. Look at those clouds. And the sun was out solid, so you get a nice time-lapse effect rather than the usual flickery business you get with clouds passing over. And the job was done, just like that.